This dress is one of those styles that look complicated but becomes very easy once you understand the process. In this video, I'll break it down from the double neckline to the scallop skirt and dramatic sleeve. Stay with me to the end of the video and you will learn how to draft this beautiful dress. My name is Michelle. Welcome to Michelle Fashion Academy. This is the shoulder line. This is from the shoulder to the armhole line. This is the bust line, the under bust, and the waistline. This is the bust pan line. Bust pan starts 1 inch below the bust line. Before we continue with the darts, we'll work on the neckline. The dress has two necklines, round and V neckline. The neck width is 3 inches and the shoulder slant is 1 inch. The round neck depth is 2.5 inches. By the time you're done sewing with half inch, the neck depth would be 3 inches. The neck depth for the V is 7 inches. Also, by the time you're done sewing with half inch, it will be 7.5 inches. This is the round neckline and this is the V neckline. Next, we go back to the bust pan. On the other bust line, mark 1 inch on the left hand side and 1.5 inches on the right hand side. Do the same on the waistline. Remember the dart line starts 1 inch below the bust line. Connect the dart lines like this. On this armhole line, find the midpoint. You extend the dart line to that midpoint like this. Mark 1 inch above the dart line and connect like this. Extend the lower dart leg by 1 inch and curve the armhole. On the bust line, you mark the bust circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch allowance for that. Then you add your sewing allowance. Mark the same measurement on the bust line. On the under bust line, you mark the under bust circumference divided by 4 plus 2 inches that and your sewing allowance. On the waistline, you mark the waist circumference divided by 4 plus 2 inches that and your sewing allowance. Connect the lines. This part should have a smooth curve. This side should have a smooth curve too. Go ahead and cut and you should have something like this. Moving on to the skirts, this is the waistline, the hip line and the knee line. On the waistline, you mark the waist circumference divided by 4 plus the sewing allowance. On the hip line, mark the hip circumference divided by 4 plus the sewing allowance. On the knee line, whatever measurement you marked on the hip line, you deduct 1.5 inches from it. For instance, if the hip measurement divided by 4 is 10 inches, on the knee line, you mark 8.5. Whatever measurement you mark on the knee line, you mark it on the hemline. Use your ruler and connect the points. Then you curve from the waistline to the hip line. The line should be curved. Don't use ruler. Go ahead and cut. This allowance on top will be used to join the skirt to the bodice. Open the pattern. Make a scallop design like this. It should start 4 inches above the knee line. Make a freehand scallop design. Before you cut this scallop design, you cut the back piece first. Sew the zip allowance. You place them together, right sides facing each other, then you cut the scallop design. Also, after cutting the fabric, cut lining. Use lining to turn the skirts, the front and the back, so that the scallop design will come out very neat. For the inner skirt, which is made with lace, all you need to do is to cut a straight cut skirt. Cut it the same way you cut this one. Then you make sure it has slits at the back for easy movements. After cutting the inner skirt, you sew it separately. Attach it to the main skirt on the waist, only on the waist. Moving on to the sleeve, first of all, I'll draft a basic sleeve. Add 4 to 5 inches to the armhole measurement you're working with. The extra inches is for the pleating. So you add it to the armhole line, okay? This is the cap height. Then you curve the armhole. I will make another curve which will be a little deeper than the first one. This will be for the front armhole. Decide on the length of the sleeve and the round armhole measurement. Cut. Slit the middle like this. Don't allow it to get to the ends. Place it on another pattern paper like this and spread it. First, you trace the upper part. Then you rule a straight line like this. Trace the sides. Put your fabric on fold like this. Then you mark the round armhole measurements and cut. Make sure you add interfacing to the sleeve. That will make it to stand. So the extra 5 inches is for pleating it. Then the interfacing will make it to stand, like the one in the picture. Gum the interfacing to the lining, not to the main fabric. This is the final look. If you enjoy watching this tutorial, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Join me on Facebook. I upload new sewing videos there every week. I'll leave the link in the comment section and I hope to see you in my next one. Have a good one. Bye.